Hi, it's Kiffin Lobates here, and today I'm wearing my resonance security hat. Literally, actually, in this case, because today's video is about cybersecurity. And in particular, what I want to talk about is the problem we face in the technology industries with inadequate security measures being taken by companies. And the thing behind that is that it's a perfectly rational decision for a company to postpone investing in cybersecurity. I've got a nice analogy about this using my teenage children here in Finland as an example. So here at the moment it is minus 20 degrees Celsius, and as you can see from my scarf, hat, jacket, gloves, and in fact these are very unfashionable boots, I wrap up warm, because when it's minus 20 degrees, it's cold and you need to be suitably prepared. And you would think that my teenage kids who do not like feeling uncomfortable would take the same approach. But they're faced with a problem, because they're teenagers, they want to appear cool, they want to impress their friends, they want to be popular. And part of being popular means wearing cool clothing, the right clothing. And when I say the right clothing, it's the right clothing to impress a bunch of other teenagers, not the right clothing for minus 20 degree weather. And as a result, they go out without gloves and hats. They go out in coats that are too thin. They go out in trainers, and their toes, don't freeze with frostbite, but they come home pretty much in pain. And why are they doing that? Well, that's because there are two conflicting things. There's the stay warm and stay cool issues to address, and the latter is more important to them. And companies face the same kind of problem in the technology industries. They recognize nowadays that security is important. We see database breaches all the time. I don't think a day goes by without someone getting hacked or some malware attack succeeding or something like that. But a company with some money in the budget is faced with a problem. Do they spend it on cybersecurity to protect themselves against a potential attack, which may never happen, or do they spend it on, say, marketing, which will allow them to obtain more customers, get more revenue, and increase the chance of the company surviving and prospering? And of course, the temptation there then is to kick the security can down the road, because you can't see any immediate returns for it, and spend the money on something like marketing or feature development or something like that. It's perfectly rational until something goes wrong. We have the same problem in the insurance industries, where governments mandate that you have car insurance, because if they didn't, then there would be too many people who would be driving around uninsured, and that would be disastrous. Similarly, mortgage brokers insist that we get housing insurance, because they want to ensure that the asset is insured. If it wasn't a demand made by the banks, then a lot of people wouldn't bother insuring their houses. Now, with computer security, we have regulation, but it's not enough to ensure security, hence the breaches. We have all sorts of stuff about how responsible you need to be to protect your users' private personal information, but we're still seeing breaches, which means that the security implementations are not good enough. And therefore, if you're hacked, you're kind of messed in a mess anyway. And then the fact that the government finds you on top of it, well, you were probably going under anyway. So it's not at the moment aligned properly. One solution would be better regulation that actually goes into effect before disasters rather than punishing people after disasters. The second one is to make the process of securing your company a lot easier. So having tools that can be used by people who are not security experts would be one of those. Automated tools, generally working to use the software we have out there in such a way that it becomes trivial for somebody to apply it and keep the cost of that software low. So that's the kind of thing that Resonance is working on, and that's one of the reasons why I've signed up with them, because I think this is an important mission. It's not just about having a successful security company, it's about making a difference to how security is handled in the technology industries, and in fact industries in general, because all companies these days use computer systems, and therefore security is important to all companies. Hope you found this video interesting. I think I'm going to wrap it up now because I'm getting too cold, but I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.